Good morning, Sagittarius, gang, gang. Welcome to today's reading. I do a daily reading for the collective, which is for Sagittarius or anyone else who needs to see it. And I am just relaying the messages, Sagittarius. Reading the energy, okay? So these aren't like my personal viewpoints or me telling you what you should or should not do, just so we are like perfectly clear. And today, happy Ostara. The spring equinox is today. And so I love it because I am a ritual girly for sure. So I'm going to hopefully, get myself together and do a video about some things that you can do today. I love it. And who doesn't love spring? It would be nice if it was warm outside, but it's not going to be warm outside today, FYI. At least not here. I am in the South and it's not warm. So, we are seeing that there is a lot about going on about relationships, and you may really feel it. And that is because of the upcoming eclipse. And, it is transiting the seventh house. So we are seeing that, as I understand it. So, Sagittarius, for some of us, we may have had some endings. I had an ending. And it's harsh, but we're removing blockages, releasing patterns. It doesn't always mean, and I've said this in the past, when we have to end things with people, it doesn't mean that these people are bad. It just kind of means that, you're ready to, sometimes it's just ending a cycle with someone, especially if there are patterns that have not changed. And yeah, so didn't make me happy. I'll tell you that. Did not make me happy, but I kind of just feel like it was necessary. And they're going to be big, like, so it's not just like you stop talking to someone. It's like blocking access and everything. Yeah, I said what I said. So underneath the deck was pretty magical, Sag, I have to tell you. The Ace of Wands, the Fool, and Temperance. Like, wow. This is about making plans for the future. This is about, what you're going to do next. And with Temperance being here, it's like being at peace with everything and looking toward the future. I love that. And that's, that's us. Temperance is us, y'all. Definitely is. So the overall energies were interesting because underneath the deck is what I really feel is like it can be what's going on internally. And it's the provoker. That's that inner turmoil. That's the tension. And that happens right before we're about to embark on new things. And that's what you may be feeling underneath it all today. The seventh house is here, so there is a lot of thought going into partnerships. And it's kind of deep because we're seeing the moon and Saturn. Okay, so it's really like listening to what your soul wants in regards to partnership. What is your soul telling you? And what are you taking the lesson with Saturn? Because Saturn can be harsh. I'm not even going to lie. Saturn can be way harsh, and it feels like you're facing some truths about relationships here. It does. It does feel that deep. Because underneath, look at this. I cannot even make this stuff up. Queen of Cups, Ten of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Swords with the Emperor. We're embarking on Aries season. So we're stepping into Emperor energy, right? What's the new plan, Sag? I feel like, the Queen of Cups wants you to honor yourself. And so if there's anything standing in the way, that's going to happen. And this is really about facing the truth. I feel like the Seven of Swords isn't about other people lying to you in this case. Where are you lying to yourself? In terms of where it is you want to go. How do you become the Emperor? And the Three of Wands is right underneath that. So this is all about, your life going forward, your new life. And that may be the cause for delay. It's like, what do you need to let go of? What has become too heavy for you to carry? And, because sometimes, Sag, it is a you versus you thing, right? It is a you versus you. We like to blame other people, but, even it's like, what are we doing to, not clear that out of our way? For real. So we're going to see the push. And especially with Mercury retrograde playing a part, And this is a Saturn year, by the way. It is. So your energy is really great, I think. The world, that you are stepping into new beginnings and a new phase of your life. And that's not without stress. Nine of Swords. It is, you may really be thinking about it, may be stressful because, the truth is like, in order for us to step in, the world holds all the aces, right? And it's really beautiful. But, in order for that to happen, we have to let some things go. And so you may be thinking about that, right? Maybe stressing out a little bit about that too, Sag. People affecting you are Strength and the Queen of Wands. It's so funny that, like, Strength has come out for most of the readings that I do. It has. Because that's the kind of year that we are in 2024. And you are kind of like anyone who presents a challenge for you, right? Anything that stands in the way of you being in your soft era is anything that takes from you being the Queen of Wands is going to be exiting out because you're aligning with your energy in a way that you don't lower your voice anymore. Queen of Wands, unstoppable, confident, and it's like you're moving forward as your true self. So I really feel like, there may be challenges with people. And that may be like challenges where people have trouble with who you are, right? Well, they got to go, Sag. They got to go. We're seeing it. Seven of Wands with the Death card. This is you standing in your truth. Who is making you feel like you need to defend who you are, right? It's like you're with me or you're against me. And, you're changing this pattern. It's like, I'm not going to be that anymore. Anything that calls for me to be less, I'm not going to be that. I'm going to be too much me. Get used to it. So there is this sense of getting louder in your energy, Sag. And that's going to mean, that may mean endings. That may mean changes. It really could, because I have like seen it happen, because there are times when we as Sagittarians feel like we're too much, right? Because we do have certain elements that maybe are too much for other people, but that's at an end, and you're at this point where, you know what, I'm not gonna defend myself. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You're for me or you're against me. If you're against me, then get out of my way. Because no one is really worth having that makes you dim your energy in any way. You know, for sure, right? And your takeaway is the Seven of Cups and the Hierophant. You know, that's like, I'm not confused. I'm just choosing what I value. Choosing what I value. Wow. It's a deep message today. The Page of Cups just came out of nowhere. So there's a possibility that you're hearing from someone today. And the Page of Cups is usually a really nice message. Could be an apology, or it could just, you know, I don't know, it doesn't have to be an apology. It could just be receiving a heartfelt message. Now, the energies that are influencing the day, I do get a strong sense of people of challenging, right? And I really feel like, you know what? I'm not doing this. No, I'm not going to defend myself. No. Wow. Okay. So, energies influencing the day are courthouse, despair, coffin, and courtship. So it does feel like you're making a judgment call. Or someone else made a judgment call about ending something. And it doesn't, there's no happiness in it. You know, there's no happiness in it. And with courtship being here, this could be ending a romantic relationship. It could be, Sag. What's underneath it? Journey. Message of So we're seeing journey. Message of concern. Toil and labor. This could be this Page of Cups energy. Adjudication. I just, you know, it could be that this is someone who hasn't heard from you in a while, you know, but it just kind of feels like, especially with toil and labor, you've just made a decision about what you're putting effort and what you're putting work into. So that might mean, you know, I'm not going to talk to some people, you know? Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I will look at this Page of Cups energy in the extended. I do an extended for all of the daily readings. And this is a great time for starting new things, Sag. And I feel like you are feeling that energy. I feel like you don't want to be involved with anything that makes you feel sad. Of course we don't. We're Sagittarius. We want to be happy. So, Eight of Wands. Okay. Eight of Swords. Knight of Cups. Oh boy. And the Four of Pentacles. So there is someone here who is holding on to you. But, you know, this could be a conversation that's coming in today. The problem is that you want to move on. Basically because it's not about moving on from people necessarily, but it's about you want to move on from patterns that keep you prisoner, right? Because sometimes, you know, like if we interact with people who are moving in karmic patterns, we become karmic. You know, it's like we like to talk about people who do us wrong, but we become toxic like other people when we engage in those patterns. So I feel like you don't want to do that anymore. You want to move on. You're making a decision that you're not going to engage with particular patterns anymore. And so, you know, this person, they may be sending you a message in regards to why are you pulling back. And the reason is you don't want to do that anymore. You don't want to do that. It doesn't mean that you don't have feelings for someone, but with the Two of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune, you're just facing the fact that this has held you back. It's held you back from growth. It's held you back from change. And so I don't think that this is something that makes you happy necessarily, but you're trying to do what's best for you. Just like I said in the beginning. But I will look at what this, message is for you. Because it does feel like someone is going to ask you, where you been? What are you doing? Why are you not talking to me? And I feel like it's just that. I feel like you're not trying to participate in people who don't want to move away from patterns, repeating patterns. And you're facing the truth on what your soul wants. Sag, I love this for you. I do, actually. So let's get you a mindful message. What is Sagittarius's mindful message? Sagittarius's mindful message. It also feels like you might have blocked somebody, honestly. But I can tell you that has to do with a pattern. Okie dokie. So what is Sagittarius's mindful message today? Oh boy, loving friends. I surround myself with people who inspire me and grow together with me. My friends raise me up and hold me to the best that I can be. I am loved unconditionally and supported throughout my journey. I release old friendships which may be toxic or keeping me stagnant. Oh my gosh. It's like I can't make this up, right? Yeah, Sag, that's, it is what it is, right? So, let's see what you're learning today. What is Sagittarius learning? What is Sagittarius learning? Mural. Be your own first priority. To not put people above you. To focus on you. Release your guilt. And you don't need to feel guilty about putting yourself first. I love this for you, Sagittarius. So let's take a minute to see what new seeds you might be planting, Sagittarius. And today I'm going to be starting a new reading called The Mixed Message. So, I'm going to be posting that this afternoon. I'm not going to tell you too much about it. Surprise, surprise! So what new seeds is Sagittarius planting and what will help with that? New seeds for Sagittarius. Oh boy, that was quick, Sag. Really getting in touch with your truth and no longer pretending anything else. Love it. And maybe you're finding out new things about yourself. So what new seeds is Sagittarius planting? Okay, gonna start exercising, Sag. New seeds. Ooh, Release expectations. That means about, timing. You're not going to be so focused on when things come. It's just surrendering to they'll come when they're supposed to come. I love that for you. That's attachment. You're definitely in surrender energy. You are definitely like rediscovering yourself in some way. What are your interests? Are you hiding yourself to please others' version of you? Really stepping into power here, Sag. And I feel like you might be looking into new things. New things you want to do. I love this for you, Sagittarius. I love this for you. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. Toodles.